Hello everybody, this is Diane. My plan for today was to finish tidying up in here and then maybe do a little work on these little shabby journals, but plans change very often, and so I did do some tidying, and now then I had to go, and now I'm back, so I just don't have a lot of prep time. So I'm just going to turn on the camera and see what happens. These are the 3 journals that I'm working on to create some shabby journals. I have the original book pages underneath each one, and I want to look at them in just a moment. First, I wanted to, again, show you these pockets that I cut out of craft cardstock. This is the craft paper that I used, and I sprayed them with iced spruce, distress oxide spray, and walnut stain. So it changed them from this to that. And in order to use them, I will back them with something. So I have this piece of, it was a brown file, accordion file, I think, something like that. It's a vintage piece. And I just tore it carefully into that shape and inked it. So I could definitely use this. Or I have this green vellum. It might, whoops, not that. It might look nice on this, and that could be a little pocket. So I haven't decided on that yet. I pulled out the green vellum thinking I would cut it and maybe make a page out of it to go in the journals. But I haven't decided yet. But I do have these ledger pages that were cut off, so I'm going to use those to make a page, at least one page for each journal. And I have, what did I do with it? Oh, I moved it. I have this here with the sizes of pages for each of the 3 journals, so I remember how to cut them. It doesn't look right. Oh, but it is right. So that one goes with that book, and then the other 2, the pages are being cut the same for both of them. 7 by 9, so 9 inches wide, so it would fold into a 4.5 inch page, and 7 inches high. I was also thinking about using some of these are gel plate papers, and this is a page that I sprayed on when I made the last journal. So I thought these would be fun because they're grungy looking. So I'm going to cut some, and then if I decide not to use them in the journal, I don't have to. See how tall this is altogether. This is 12 inches, so I could just cut it at 6 and use it in 2 journals. There's some paint on both sides. I think I'll include them. I think they're going to be really fun pages in the journals, and I have those to use for accents if I need them. Now let's look at the book pages, the pages that came out of the books. This one is graded poetry. I would like to use pages from any of the books in any of the journals. So if I take pages out of these, it won't just be for this particular journal. In fact, I did take pages out and folded them into each journal as a page already. I think I folded them a little bit wonky like that into each journal. So this has some poetry for children. So maybe I could find a small poem and cut it and include it as ephemera in the journal. Like Mary had a little, look at the old tape too. And Christina Rossetti's Who Has Seen the Wind. So I think I could use both of those somehow in the journal. Either I could just tuck it into a pocket, or I could create a pocket with it. And I like the Robert Louis Stevenson rain poem. The rain is raining all around. It rains on what falls on field and trees. It rains on the umbrellas here and on the ships at sea. So I have one poem for each journal if I decide to do that. And this one is Swinton's Second Reader. So this one will be a really fun one. I paid $7 for this beat up old book. But unless she charged me less, she's the one that will give me discounts on things. So she may have charged me less, but it was from 1882. And look at the pretty pictures that are in this. It's just an example of one. So I would like to keep this page and put it with this journal. Probably just fold it and tuck it into a pocket. So you have the title page of that. It has some phonic markings here. If you look in a dictionary and it has the phonic markings, this tells you what those markings mean and how it helps you pronounce the word. But here we have Robin Redbreast. That is just a charming picture. So if I made a journal card out of this, that would be very cute. So I'd like to make a journal card or something, a tag maybe. Let me see, I've got little tags. Oops, I bumped you. I have these, and I think these are going to be the right size for these little journals. These tags are just over, I think it's 2 3/8 by 4 3/4. This is the smallest journal, and it would fit in there. So I can select some pictures from this book to make tags out of. That would be really fun. I think it feels like 2 pages. Yes, I want to do that. We're going to make a tag right now. I want to make sure I put this on nice and straight. wish I could see through it, because I wanted the bird to be a little more centered. So put this down at the bottom. This is a little trickier than I thought it would be. It is not centered at all. That's better. That's pretty close to the bottom. And I'll probably sew with some black thread around the perimeter of the tag. It's really cute. I think this hole is a little smaller than this, and it's got a chipboard piece on both sides, so it doesn't want to punch. I'll have to use my Big Bite, which I hardly ever use. Not even sure where it is right now, but that'll be really cute. Let's ink around it, and then we'll pick out some more pictures to use. Gonna give it one more try. There we go. How cute. All right, let's find another one. Even just having text on it would be cute. This one with another bird, the whippoorwill. Well, that might be cute, the puppy. I think the best way to do it would be to draw around the tag. Since I want to center things. And while I'm at it, I can punch this hole before I glue it to the tag. lost the puppy. I have to ink around him, but I kind of want to distress the backs of them. So I'm thinking I want to try just dropping, not spraying, but just dropping. Some ink on these. Maybe just spray with water and see what happens. Ooh. This is the spruce, ice spruce. I've got to get an extension cord for this because it doesn't reach very far. Okay, this is what they look like with the Distress Oxide sprays dry. I like that. I really like that. So now I want to really distress some of the pages of my journals. But first, we need to finish what we started. This one isn't going to be as interesting because this is the novel. So they're just, I do like this, and I will include this in the journal and this page too, the title page. I'll put them with the journal. But these are just novel pages. What did this go to? I think this went with the poetry book. Yeah, so that'll go in the littlest book. So these are just novel pages with text. So I'll use them for something. I want to put some of each book in each of the journals. So maybe just take a piece of the text and glue it onto the page with collaged parts. So that'll be a part of each journal. Let's take this journal and see what kind of pages I might want to distress in a similar fashion as these. So I do have grungy looking copy dyed papers, but I could make them look grungier. I think I moved that. I wanted it to be more accessible. Yes, here it is. Right in this little drawer with my hole punches and stuff. This is a distressing tool. It's got a razor in there, razor blade. Now I want to experiment with something. Part of doing these shabby journals is so I can experiment with stuff. I'm going to spray some of this on my mat here. And I want to see what this looks like if I just put the edge in it. Looks like a pretty chocolatey brown. Really grunge it up. That was a big splat. Now it looks a lot more grungy. I didn't grunge all the edges with my razor, but I could. I'll just set that down and let it dry. And it goes through. Now I'm going to grab some copy dyed index cards that I have and use up some of this. So these are already copy dyed. think these are good the way they are, but these could use a little more. Here's another page from the Reader book. So I'm really happy with the way the tags turned out. And I love these index cards, especially this one. This one's not quite dry. Some of that darkness will fade. Let's look at some of the pages. This is the first one we did. Okay, so it does dry lighter, which makes me happy. And I think I got this in a batch of coffee dyed papers that I bought, the grungy ones, and when I'm heating this, it smells like cinnamon or something. It smells good. So some people put some cinnamon in their coffee so it doesn't smell so much like coffee. So I like that. That one turned out nice. This one's really dark. I'm interested to see how it changes when it's dry. Okay, that does lighten it up. It's still not all the way dry. It'll probably be a little bit lighter by the time it's dry. This one has more of the iced spruce color in it. It looks a little bit bluish. So there's that one. This one has more color coverage on it. I'm gonna leave these out to finish drying, not put them back in the books yet. So let's do something else. I'll go back to this little one. I have these little clusters. So I have some fabric ones that I did before. These are kind of big. Might not use those, but this one is smaller. That one might be small enough for the slightly larger journals. And then I have these paper clusters too, so I'll just find a place to put some of these. if I put this on here, I could actually write on that. It's a stamped piece on lined paper. I want something a little bit darker on there. This is early espresso and it's pretty dark. I just won't put much of it on. That's Stampin' Up. Something with a little color, maybe. Okay, that looks like a fun page. Okay, I probably will edit it out, but I inked all around the edges with my vintage photo distress oxide, and then I stenciled some dots and X's on this side. And now I'm going to glue the pieces down. There, look at that. There's a page in my grungy journal. Now maybe on the back half I'll find a place for a paper cluster. I didn't even talk to you about the kinds of pages I put in here. So I'll go through those with you. Oh, I have a pocket on here. Remember I put this piece of a envelope on, and I'll look for some more envelopes that I can put in the other journals. I sewed it to that piece of scrapbook paper, and now it's a pocket. Tuck spot. So a little tag would fit in there. Come on, you can do it. You got glue. So tomorrow I should have a longer period of time to work in here and focus. Right now I don't feel very focused. I'm just doing a little of this and a little of that. So I'm hoping tomorrow I can make more progress. I've got a lot of fun things to put in these journals, and more than I will be able to put in these little journals. Let me show you what kind of pages I added though. I have the coffee dyed papers. This is that Polish book page that I got at the flea market. I wasn't sure the language, but I said it looked like Polish, and one of my viewers confirmed it. So that's pretty cool. It's not only is it Polish, but it's Polish it's a children's book with little illustrations, and it's old and grungy and perfect. So every journal has, I think, 2 pages. I think I put 1 in each signature. Coffee dyed lined paper. And this is a book page from a German book. Coffee dyed yellow lined paper. There is something unique. I don't think they all have this, but there's something unique in each of the signatures. This is a January 1943 page. I have my book spine part to add in here. This is a dyed music manuscript page, not dyed with coffee, obviously. It's probably food coloring. Scrapbook paper that's coffee dyed. And this one was crumpled up, and I left it that way, and I think I'm going to add some black stitching here to hold those crumples together in place. I liked it that way. This one has this very fragile part of an envelope that held hair nets. I only had 1 of these, and I just thought it was so cool. It's pretty fragile. I might have to reinforce it. Here's one of the dyed crinkled papers that I bought from someone, and dyed craft glassine paper. Here's the page from the poetry book, and I had this one green sprayed paper in my stash. There is a botanical page. I think somebody sent me a few of these pages because I don't remember buying a book like this. I'm sure I didn't. It's a small Edith Holden book, and it's in German, I believe. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's German. So we have similar pages in the next signature, Polish and the lined and the coffee dyed. This is a French book page. Somebody sent this to me. It's just a little map. So I used all of these pages that I got from someone. Scrapbook paper. This one is Italian, so every book got one of my Italian pages. This was paper that I coffee dyed and sprayed while it was wet, and it was really grungy and dark looking, and this is the first book a lot of them turned out really nice, but there were a few that were dark like this, and I just saved them until I did this. So I like them. I like it in this grungy book. Oh, and I'll add a ledger page. Let's see what's different in here. These cover pages are down there drying. So this one is from a 1989 calendar, like a diary. And I will grunge this up. This is a page from The Reader from this actual book. Music manuscript paper. There's that little map page. Here's an admission slip. So it's the only one like this. It's from Oneida County Hospital, 1927. And I believe this is New York. Oneida County is in New York. Doesn't say New York on it, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Anyway, it's 1927, so that's old. And this one has a page from a little book about furniture. All these pages are little, but the cover page is big. I might have to change that, make some of the other pages bigger in that. And then what are the extra pages in here? This one has, it's upside down. This one has that calendar page, 1943. Got two scrapbook pages together. I don't think that's supposed to be there. This is an index sheet for National Notebook. It was a binder that I had. I got it at the flea market, and it had posts to hold it in. And it was really cool paper. And this is the cover sheet for it, the index sheet. It's got a hole in it here. It's got the holes where the posts were. It's torn at the bottom. But I thought it would be a really cool page in here. Furniture page. Map. And this one has a page from a little pamphlet about growing bulbs. So they all have something unique in them, which is fun. And then most of the pages are the same as in all the books. So that's what I've done for pages. And I'm going to say goodbye. I have 15 minutes I have to edit out now. So I had fun playing in here for the short time that I had. And I will be back. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a nice long time to spend in here. Have a creative day. Bye.